Well, we're back right here on Hello Kuwait, and I hope everyone out there is having a very nice evening, wherever you may be tuning in and watching tonight's program. Our second group of guests that we have right here in the studio, we have with us Sundus Al-Fadli, and Sundus is the Business Development Manager, and joined by Saleh Al-Asadi, and Saleh is the Director of Operations in the Middle East and North Africa, MENA. And we're talking with our distinguished guest about the Kip McGrath Center for Math and English, and that'll be our interview segment. And we'd like to welcome you both to the program Hello Kuwait right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to have you with us right here in the studio. And before we meet our guests and talk a little bit about the center and a lot more, we have this report that we'd like to show you right now, right here on the program, and it's dealing with values in our children's environment. So let's take a look at this report, and then be straight back with our guests. Stay tuned. Well, we're back right here on Hello Kuwait, and I hope you enjoyed that report. And right now, meeting our guest, we have with us Sundus Al-Fadli, and she is the Business Development Manager, and joined by Saleh Al-Asadi, and he is the Director of Operations in the Middle East and North Africa, MENA. And we'd like to welcome you to our program Hello Kuwait once again. Very nice to have you with us right here in the studio.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sundus, we'd like to start out with you, please. Can you tell us about the Kip McGrath Education Center? Where does it originate from, please?
Okay, Kip McGrath Education Center, it's a worldwide program, and there are like more than 600 branches around the world.
Okay.
It started in Australia, in a city, small city called
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Okay, it's founded by two teachers. One of them is a principal. It's Kip McGrath himself and his wife.
Okay.
Yeah, and they both had a passion how to make learning and education easier for children. So what they started with the two core subjects in education, which is math and English. So they focused on only those two subjects to build those skills for the students who are struggling in math and English.
Two very important subjects that people, especially the
subject.
youngsters, need to know about.
Exactly, exactly. English is like a worldwide language for the meantime, and math is a very important subject for all areas of
Yeah,
education.
it's for all areas.
Exactly.
Myself, even if I add 1 and 1, it takes me
You need
forever.
to use a calculator, exactly. Well, Kip McGrath, his idea was we makes learning easier for everyone. He wanted to see the children feel the success in themselves, so that if the child is struggling in math or English, it will affect on all the subjects in school. So
Okay.
basically, those two subjects are very important to build and improve in each child.
Okay, so it originated in Australia.
In Australia, and now the funny part is actually started in a garage. He opened his own center in the garage when he had a lot of students start to come in over. Teachers started to believe that the program is actually very effective on the students. Then it started to expand it more in Australia, and then now there
Worldwide.
Worldwide, there are more than 100 centers in Australia, New Zealand, in UK, and recently here in Kuwait. We are the first center in Kuwait.
Well, that's great to hear, and we'll talk about the center in Kuwait very shortly, Sundus. Saleh, would like to welcome you to our program, Hello Kuwait, and maybe you could tell us about the aims, objectives, visions of the program a little bit more in depth, please.
Absolutely. The primary aim is to raise the academic levels of students in English and maths. We do this by providing remedial as well as extension programs, and we aim to make partnerships with schools as we aim to complement and support the programs, and we work in partnerships, as I said, with schools.
So currently in the state of Kuwait, do you have some partnerships with schools, or are you working on that, Saleh?
Absolutely, yes. It's a very new program in Kuwait. It's very successful, and we've made some partnerships with schools. That's right.
Sindus, tell us a little bit now, where are you located here in the state of Kuwait, and a little bit more about the facility and what they emphasize on and so forth.
Of course. Our center, Cape Magrath Education Center, is actually located in Hawali Plaza Complex. The center is actually, as we said, is actually...
Which floor is it on?
Fifth floor.
Okay.
As I said, in Hawali, fifth floor Plaza Complex.
You open daily. Tell us your schedule.
We open every day except Fridays. Our classes usually in the afternoon because the students usually in the morning they are in the schools.
So basically, this center is kind of like a boost to people that need some work on math and English, correct?
Of course, yes. The program is actually designed to assess the child ability in both subjects, in math and English. And we actually focus on the assessment itself. It will give me the operational level of the child. So if the child was like 10 years old, his probably operational level is less than his age. So his math skills are still maybe in grade 1, not in grade 3.
Okay.
So when we find the weakness of the child, why the foundation of the subject itself, we build it throughout a program, designed, customized program, especially just for that child. So every child in our center has a specific, different customized program for his need.
Saleh, go ahead.
Yes, if I could add a point to that as well. A lot of children, they move across the school system with unresolved gaps. Our vision is to fill in those learning gaps so that children's confidence is boosted. We raise their self-esteem, and of course this helps their learning by accelerating progress. As Sundar said, so we do cover programs to help struggling students, as well as programs for children who want to be pushed further. So students who are currently doing well at school, they would like to be motivated and challenged further. So we do provide extension programs as well.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about, Saleh, the kids that are there. I think like Kuwait, there's so many different nationalities. So is it open to all nationalities, boys and girls? Give us a little more detail about that, please.
Absolutely. It's open to children of all ages, as Sundar said, from the ages of 5 to 18. Parents usually send their children to Cape Magrath because they've noticed that they struggle in English and maths, or they have specific reading problems, or they have learning difficulties, or they would like to prepare for important exams. So yes, we accept students of all ages from the grades 1 to 12. That's right.
Boys and girls, correct?
Boys and girls, that's right.
Okay, that's great to hear that. And you know, this sounds like a very successful place for people to go. And tell us about the teachers that are there. Kip McGrath and his wife, I believe, Australian.
Yes.
And this originated from Australia. So is this an Australian kind of theme, or a teacher's Westerner? Give us some background, please.
Yes, the program is actually designed not just for Australians, it's actually designed for international curriculum. So Kip McGrath himself, he actually had a vision of that the program is going to be worldwide and everyone should be benefit from the program. So for example, like British curriculum is different than American curriculum for both subjects, but for Kip McGrath he actually designed it for international curriculum. So basically, yes, the teachers should be qualified teachers, plus the franchise centers around the world should be owned by the teacher, a qualified teacher. So not anyone can
so
open
it's a
center.
franchise then, so someone can actually start up and own it.
And own it
great.
in any area, of course, around the world. But as I said, there will be like requirement, which is one of the main one is the owner should be a teacher himself. So all the teachers are in Kuwait. We take them from Australia or
so
British.
you recruit them from all over then?
All over, all over the qualified teachers
that they fit into the Kip McGrath theme and requirements.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And is Kip McGrath still around, or is he passed
He
away?
Yes, he is.
He
He's still-
is.
Okay.
His wife actually passed away. He's still alive.
So maybe one time have him come to Kuwait. Would that be down the road,
Definitely.
maybe?
Inshallah.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a must. Let's say Kip McGrath Education Center is a program that here in Kuwait to build and help students to be able to be success in schools. Okay, so we are here to help students to motivate them, to give them a very strong self-confidence, because as a child, if you are very weak in a subject, whether it was math or English or any other subject, the self-confidence becomes too weak, and that will affect them in their life and the future
That's
later.
exactly true. And Saleh, you know, what have you noticed about the Kuwaiti kids' education through your experience here? Fairly new to the state of Kuwait, and we'd like to welcome you and hope you have a pleasant stay here. What have you noticed?
Thank you very much. I've noticed that students do have a passion for learning. Every student wants to do their best. They want to impress their teachers, their parents. So you get students from all different learning abilities, learning styles. What I've actually noticed about, let's say, the students in Kuwait, as well as the students in the Gulf region, is that there tends to be, there's a full reliance on the parent or the teacher to help them with their work. This is mainly due to the fact that they don't have the confidence to attempt work by themselves. So we are trying to teach students to become
more self-reliant?
Exactly, absolutely, to make them independent learners. Kip McGrath is a unique program. The way we teach is centered around the child's abilities.
Great.
So the most important part of the process, as Sundar said, is every student is given an educational assessment. This assessment can establish a child's reading age, their comprehension age, their spelling grade, and pinpoint specific weaknesses and strengths with regards to their school level. Once we do that, we can create a customized learning program which is designed to fill in the learning gaps if children have that as well. So we have children from all over.
Great
the
to hear
spectrum.
that. Cinda says we're coming towards the end of our interview.
Sure.
There's a website, Instagram.
Of course.
Tell us
yeah.
more and where they can find you, where you're located, which floor. Tell us that as we're
Yes,
wrapping up.
we are located in Hawali Plaza Complex, fifth floor. Our Instagram page is Kip McGrath Q8, and our website is kipmcgrath.com.kw. You can find us from our website or from Instagram. For the assessments, everyone is welcome to our center, but to do an assessment, it needs to be booking an appointment before any assessments.
Okay, we'd like to thank you so much. And Mr. Saleh, at the end of the interview, any last comments for our audience?
Yes, sure. If you think your child needs extra tuition or extra help, please do come in to our centres. You're more than welcome to come in to see your child's academic abilities. And we cater to all students of all nationalities.
Great to hear. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us. Sindis Al-Fadli, the Business Development Manager, and Saleh Al-Asadi, Director of Operation in the Middle East and North Africa. Mina, we wish you both the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, our time has pretty much ran out on tonight's episode of Hala Kuwait. I hope you enjoyed all that we brought to you on this evening's episode. Make sure to enjoy the rest of your viewing tonight and all throughout the week right here on KTV2, the family channel. Before I leave you, remember to always take care of yourselves and each other, and let's always remember to respect one another. Have a very nice evening, and good night for now.